What's going on out there in YouTube world and model car building community? This is the Raging Cajun 2013 coming at you live from the Cajun Classic Scale Custom Model Car Garage. What's up, guys? Hey, guys, I'm going to do a quick demo on how I drill my holes out for my plug wires. Um, there's two different kinds of ways. I'm going to do one on a Hemi head or a Hemi valve cover, and then I'm going to do one on a regular valve cover, so you get the idea of both how to do it both ways, so you know. Let me set up my camera and we'll go from there, okay? Alright, guys, basically what I use for my plug wires, or how to drill my holes out for my plug wires, is an 1/8 inch bit. You can pick these up at Home Depot. Walmart sells them, believe it or not, um, and they work really well. It's the perfect size. Uh, the next thing I use is my drill. You're going to need an X-Acto knife. You're going to need a toothpick, as well as glue. Um, and you're going to need these little beads, which you can pick up at Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Walmart sells them, and they look like spark plug boots. Okay, so what I do is I take my 1/8 inch bit, I put it in my drill, and at a slow speed I take the head. I make sure that I trim them down flat, because a lot of them have the spark plug sticking out of them. So you kind of want to take your knife. If you notice here on there's bumps, and I also drilled out 2 holes, but this was one I was going to do in the past, and I just had it sitting around, so I'd demonstrate on this one too. What I do is I take to trim off them spark plugs that are molded in from the cast. I just kind of trim them down, kind of smooth that out. You want to kind of keep it as flat as possible. It makes it a little easier for us to punch the holes out. Otherwise, if you don't, it'll slip off that bump, and it'll put a hole where you don't want it. Okay, let's set that down here. So basically what I do then is, where that molded spark plug was, is where I'm going to drill my hole very slowly at a slow speed. Okay, and that's basically how I do my my heads for my Hemis. Okay, and get a nice set of spark plug holes. Okay, now let me show you on another head, or like a GM head or a Ford head. You know, they're different. So basically what I do here is, this is one I did a long time ago when I started practicing. Let me find another one. If I got one in here, I should. Here. Is the cover? Is it? It's got holes in it too. Great. Alright, we'll use this one. There's one buried in there somewhere. Basically, as you can see here, I marked off my holes. And what I do is the same thing. I make sure it's perfectly flat, and I drill my holes out real slow. You always want to keep it on the table too. So just basically drill your holes out. And on this one, I actually had messed up a long time ago. That's why I didn't use it. And that's why I tell you to make sure that it's flat. Otherwise, if you notice here, the one hole is a little off. It's like up on top there. Okay. Now, the next step that I do for these is I take these beads here, Okay, and they're this size. If you can see it on the end of that toothpick there, and that's all it is, a little bead. It looks like a boot. So basically, what I do is I take my glue. Once I get out of the package here, guys. Sorry, it is early. I'm trying to do this quietly, and I'm probably gonna get yelled at later. So it's all good. I take my glue, just a very, not a lot. You don't need a lot for it. I know that looks like a big helping, but I try to just kind of get it all up in the hole there. A little bit around it. Try not to smear it around that if you, especially after you've painted them. Because a lot of times I paint these before, but today we're not doing it that way. I'm just kind of trying to give you a demo or an idea on how I do it. Basically, what I do is I take my X-Acto knife and the toothpick, okay, and I twist the toothpick if it hasn't stuck to it already. Come on, get out there. Sometimes it'll give you a little bit of trouble. And, you know, patience is a virtue. If you don't succeed with it the first time, you can always get another one and pick that one off, because they come off real easy, guys. That's why I use a little bit extra glue on them, because you don't want to have that issue, but you also don't want to have the issue where it's sticking to your knife too once you try to get it up in that hole there. And it isn't wanting to work with me. Put that back up in there. There it goes. Alright. There's one. Here we'll put the other one right next to it. Right next to his brother. And this is really a great way to make the boots look real. Usually I try to do this after the head is painted, but I drill the holes out first. The only problem I don't like using, or the only problem I have with that is I usually have to go back and touch up the head and the plug boot. So I'm trying something different here too. I'm trying to make it better improved. And then, you know, continue on through. And it's the same thing with the Chevy head. I'll show you on this one. I'll do a couple on this one. Yeah, I'll put them all in. We'll get the loose. Alright. And you just continue on until you get to this stage. And as you can see here, this is a finished one that I've done. I already put the plug wires through. And if you can see, I'll put it up close. You can see the boots on there. Okay. Now I'll show you how to do the wiring in the second stage of this. So basically that's all I got. I hope this was helpful. This is stage one of how I do my plug wires. I'm not saying that it's the correct way. Everybody's got a way of doing it. This is how I do mine, and it works well for me. So I hope this could help anybody out there that really needs it. And I will talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye.